Sí, yo lo que necesito es HMI y necesito la cabeza para 3. Que solo tiene 2. Hola, Débora, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, Johnny, ¿qué tal?
Mira, está lloviendo cats and dogs aquí. ¿Te acordás de esa expresión? It's raining cats and dogs, ¿te acuerdas? No, no me acuerdo. ¿Vos te acordás? No sé. ¿Qué estamos, no? Solo necesito un tiempito para comenzar, porque sí. Necesito tiempito. Gracias. Sí, vamos a ver. Creo que este es más largo que ese. Si quiere, conécteme ese. Ese también una plata que tenía la cabecita. Gracias. Y solamente, a ver si le puede ir a ver si está bien. Sí, o si necesita algo. A la 3, por favor. Todo bien, ¿va? Gracias. Ok, consultarle a Julia y a Daniel si van a encender la cámara el día de hoy.
Yo no puedo hoy descansar.
Okay.
No podré, Johnny.
Ok, perfecto. Muy bien. Vamos a comenzar con la primera. Vamos a trabajar un par de ejercicios. Tenemos un ejemplo ahí. Dice, what did they do? ¿Qué hicieron? Vamos a negar una cosa y vamos a decir que se hizo otra cosa en el pasado. El primer ejemplo dice, I didn't buy a car, I bought a motorcycle. Ok, vamos a hacer la número 2 también. Dice, Michael didn't have a headache, he had a toothache. Michael didn't have a headache, he had a toothache. ¿Me ayudas con la número 3, Débora, por favor? Débora. Creo que tenés el micrófono apagado, Débora. ¿Me escuchás, Débora? ¿Me escuchás, Débora? Conseguir el cargador, por favor. ¿Me escuchas ahora, Débora? ¿Me escuchas? Nada.
Hola.
¿Me escuchas?
Hola.
Sí, te escucho. ¿Vos me escuchás? Muchas gracias. Bueno, Julia y José Daniel, ¿me escuchan ustedes?
Sí,
Bueno, entonces no es mi problema. Yo creo que vos
te
tenés
escucho.
un problema, Débora. Débora, ¿me escuchás?
Ya lo escucho yo.
Súper, qué bien. Bueno,
Yo todavía, Johnny.
Sí, se escucha.
bueno, ya podemos comenzar. ¿Puedes hablar, Débora? Sí, ya está ahí. Ok, bueno, entonces decía que vamos a, esto no lo hemos hecho aún, ¿verdad? Decía que lo que vamos a hacer es que vamos a negar, vamos a decir que no sucedió algo, sucedió otra cosa. Mira, el primer ejemplo dice, I didn't buy a car. Hey, did you buy a car? No, I didn't buy a car. I bought a motorcycle. Hey, did Michael have a headache? No, Michael didn't have a headache. He had a toothache. He had a toothache. Number two, number three. Deborah, ayúdame con number three.
Alice didn't write to her uncle. She wrote to her cousin.
Ay, 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 Deborah, no te has aprendido los verbos irregulares en pasado. Ay, porque write no es un verbo regular que le puedes agregar ed al final. No es un verbo regular. Es un verbo irregular.
Irregular.
Cambias la i por una o.
Okay. Grow.
Oh, yeah,
Grow. Grow.
Recordad que en el verbo write no se pronuncia la W. Solo se lee la R, la I, la T y la E. Write. Ya.
Okay. Otra
Bueno,
vez.
Débora, me encantaría que lo hicieras de nuevo, por favor.
Okay. Alice didn't write to her uncle. She wrote to her cousin.
Hey, did Alice write to her uncle, Débora? Did Alice write to her uncle? No, she didn't. No. Alice didn't write to her uncle. She wrote to her cousin. Okay, Mayra, did Did you do your homework last night? Did you do your homework last night? No, we didn't. Yes. No, we didn't. We didn't do our homework. Yeah, we. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, question. Did you do your homework last night? No, we didn't. We didn't do our homework last night. We did yoga. We did yoga last night. Okay, number 4. Ayúdame por favor con la número 4. Kaylee. Okay, did they take the bus to work today? Did they take the bus to work today? No, they didn't. Yeah. No, they didn't. They didn't take the bus to work today. They took the train. Yeah, they took the train. Okay. Number 5, Karen. Did they get up at 7 this morning? Did they get up at 7 this morning? No. Wait. Sorry, it's not they, it's Barbara. Did Barbara get up at 7 this morning? No, she didn't. Barbara didn't get up at 7 this morning. She got up at 6. Bueno, lo que pasa es que yo te estoy haciendo la vida difícil. Me gusta hacerle la vida difícil a los estudiantes, hacerles complicarles la vida. Porque tú solo puedes decir, Bárbara didn't get up at 7 this morning, she got up at 6. Pero yo quiero que veas todo el proceso, desde la pregunta hasta la respuesta corta, hasta la negación larga y luego la afirmación en pasado. So, did Barbara get up at 7 this morning? No, she didn't. Ayúdame a leer ahora. She got up. Yeah. Hey, did Barbara get up at 6 this morning? No, she didn't. She didn't get up at 7 this morning. She got up at 6. Dara, did you and your friend go swimming yesterday? Did you and your friend go swimming yesterday?
No, we didn't. We went bowling.
Okay, bowling. Bowling.
Bowling.
¿Sabes qué es bowling?
No.
¿No? Bueno, es un deporte también, y también la gente lo usa para ir a relajarse, y los chavalos para llevar a la chica a una cita. Bueno, le llamamos en español el boliche, ¿no?
Boliche.
Tiras una pelota y hay un montón de pinos y el objetivo es botar los pinos. ¿Sí? Eso es bowling. Es el boliche. Okay. Did Marta read the newspaper last night? Katie? Did Martha read the newspaper last night?
No, sí.
Marta? Bueno, discúlpame por confundirte. Quiero que digas no she didn't y luego como que vas a hacer el ejercicio normal. Ok, es el color. Se escribe exactamente igual, pero lo pronuncias como el color. Ya. Y se escribe exactamente igual, así, mira. R-E-A-D, pero lo pronuncias diferente. She read a book. Ok. Ayúdame con la siguiente, Keren. Did your children make breakfast this morning? Did your children make breakfast this morning? No, they didn't. ¿Cuál es el pasado? Madre, ¿verdad?
Pero no sé cómo.
Made. Please, no, they didn't. My children didn't make. Pero aquí vas a decir made, ¿verdad? Aquí no vas a decir made. Solo hasta que es aquí. De nuevo. Did your children make breakfast this morning? No, they didn't. Ahora lees aquí normal. Ajá. They made lunch. Ok. Mira, la oración en presente, la oración en pasado, negando, y la afirmación. Mira. They didn't do what they usually do. ¿Qué dice en el título Debra? ¿Qué dice? ¿Lee el título?
Ellos no hicieron.
Bueno, la regla es que vas a leer en inglés, luego en español.
Ok. They didn't do what they usually do.
They didn't do what they usually do.
Ellos no hicieron que.
Lo que ellos usualmente hacen.
Ajá, lo que ellos usualmente hacen.
Por ejemplo, mira, Robert. Robert usually writes to his friends. He didn't write to his friends yesterday. He wrote to his grandparents. He didn't write to his friends yesterday. He wrote to his grandparents. He wrote to his grandparents. Ok, ayúdame con la número 2, Katie. I usually have a cold in January.
I didn't have a phone.
January.
No,
Yeah, January.
I didn't have a phone last January.
How?
Very nice. I told that you.
Nos perdí en el espacio. Ok, hazlo de nuevo. El verbo pasado. Aquí usamos el auxiliar y el verbo presente y aquí el verbo pasado.
I didn't have a phone.
Mira la oración que voy a hacer, ¿eh? I usually have baleadas for breakfast. Repetí conmigo, Mayra. I usually have baleadas for breakfast. have baleadas for breakfast. I didn't have baleadas for breakfast today. Repeat. Have for breakfast. I had pancakes for breakfast today. Ahora la vas a hacer tú solita, Débora. Esa que yo acabo de hacer. I usually have baleadas for breakfast, but I didn't have baleadas for breakfast today. I had pancakes for breakfast. Débora. ¿Me escuchaste, Débora? Fíjate que yo usualmente como baleadas para el desayuno, pero yo no comí baleadas hoy. Yo comí panqueques.
Sí.
Eso es lo que estás diciendo. Eso es lo que quiero que entienda la estructura de la oración ahorita. Dale, Débora, haz lo que yo hice.
Ok.
Es el internet. Es el internet. Datos. Datos de M mayúscula.
And we usually eat at home on Friday. We eat home last Friday night. ¿Me escucha?
Te escucho mal. Mal te escucho. ¿Vos me escuchas a mí?
Sí, un poco.
Dale, pues. Intentar la número 3 de nada.
We usually eat at home on Friday night. We didn't eat at home last Friday night. And we ate at a very nice restaurant.
Muy bien. ¿Querés que hagamos algo, Débora? Solo por hoy nada más. ¿Te parece?
Ajá.
Vamos a apagar. Tal vez mejora un poco el internet, ¿te parece?
¿Cómo?
Vamos a apagar la cámara solo por hoy. Solo por hoy vamos a apagar la cámara. Tal vez mejor el internet, ¿te parece?
Ok.
Dale, pues. Ok. Me recuerdan que ahora está ahí, porque no me voy a olvidar. No lo voy a confundir. Ok, we usually eat at home on Friday night. We didn't eat at home last Friday night. We ate at a very nice restaurant. Bueno, ayúdame con la 4, Mayra. Estás en la 4, ¿verdad? Sí. No, estamos en number 4 right now. Bill. Gets up. Gets up. Mira que aquí se les olvidó poner at en esta oración. Bill usually gets up at 7 o'clock. Se les olvidó. Tiene que ir un at ahí. Mira, aquí se lo pusieron. Se les fue ahí y aquí también. Ok. Entonces tienes que decir gets up at 7 o'clock. Ajá. Ajá. You didn't get up sin S, ¿verdad? Sin S, porque aquí El auxiliar, ¿verdad? Ajá. Pero tenés que decirlo en pasado. Pero, ¿cuál es el pasado de get? Ujú. Got. Got up. Got up. Yeah. Okay. Billy usually gets up at 7 o'clock. He didn't get up at 7 o'clock today, this morning. He got up at 10. Right? Tom and Tina usually go dancing every week. Okay.
Go dancing every week.
Mhm.
They didn't go dancing this week.
Ajá.
They went Friday.
Decímelo al español.
Normalmente van a bailar.
Sí, cada semana.
Ellos no
No fueron.
fueron a bailar esta semana.
Ajá.
Ellos fueron.
Solo por esa palabrita te lo pregunté todo. Porque yo sé que si no te hubiera preguntado, no hubieras preguntado qué significa sailing. Bueno, sailing es navegar. Cuando vos tenés, hay un botecito, un yate, ¿verdad? Y te vas ahí con los amigos, tranquilo. ¿Haces eso seguido vos? Yo también ahí, a veces, por lo menos una vez al mes. No, navegar del mar. Te estás en tu yate, ¿verdad? Eso es sailing. Okay, Deborah, number 6. Susie usually drinks milk every afternoon.
Hola.
Susie usually drinks milk every afternoon.
Susie usually drinks milk every afternoon. She didn't drink milk this afternoon.
Uh-huh.
She drank lemonade.
Yeah, she drank lemonade. Susie usually drinks milk every afternoon. She didn't drink milk this afternoon. She drank lemonade. My brother Karen, he makes lunch on Sunday. Uh-huh. Made. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, my brother usually makes lunch on Sunday, but he didn't make lunch. Last Sunday, he made dinner. Mr. Lee, Mayra. You, movies. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. His wife. Uh-huh. Mhm. Y tú. Uh-huh. His daughter and son-in-law. Ah, incómodo, incómodo. Bueno, ya se tenía que cortar ahí al cine. Él en medio va aquí, yo voy aquí. ¿Qué? Pero sí lo verdad. Ah, bueno. Mira, hey, tomar, pero llevar, dos significados, tomar o llevar.
Sería el señor Luis,
Ajá,
actualmente lleva su esposa.
puede decir el cine también.
Él
Mira,
anoche.
noche. Ajá. Ajá. Llevó a su hija
Y
y su yerno. Mira, te pongo ahí. Ajá, y su yerno. Ajá. Muy bien, bien hecho. ¿Acepta la número 9 de ahora?
We usually buy food at a large supermarket.
Ajá.
We didn't buy food at supermarket today.
Ajá.
We bought food at a small grocery store.
Muy bien. We usually buy food at a large supermarket. We didn't buy food at a supermarket today. We bought food at a grocery store. ¿Decir al español de ahora?
Nosotros usualmente compramos comida en un supermercado grande.
Ajá.
Nosotros no compramos comida en un supermercado hoy. Nosotros compramos comida en una tienda pequeña de comestibles. Una tienda de comestibles pequeña.
Decir una pulpería, vamos. Así decimos nosotros, una pulpería. Vos le decís pulpería, ¿verdad?
Una grosería. Ajá.
Porque es que
Pulpería.
a veces en otros lados tienen otro nombre, ¿no? Entonces, nosotros le decimos a pulpería, pero vos le decís pulpería también.
Sí.
Ah, vale. Bueno, léete la número 10, Katie.
usually next to my English class. I didn't sit next to my
Sat. Va a cambiar ahí por la A. Claro, ¿verdad? Mentira, la parte de esta quiere. Pero cuando le da la rodilla, ¿quiere? No. Ahí está la parte mayor, la mamá. Bueno, vamos a ver esta página solo por hoy. Ok. Ok, ahí está sencillo, solo para que practiques la respuesta corta en el pasado. Lee la número 1, por favor, Katie. Did Henry ride his bicycle to work this morning? Yes, he did. Okay, number 2. No, I didn't. Deborah, number 3.
Did your sister call you last night? Yes, she did.
Myra, number 4. 4, Myra, number 4. No, they didn't. Did Mr. and Mrs. Chen clean their apartment last weekend? No, they didn't. Number 5, Karen. Library, yes. Did you and your friends go to the library yesterday afternoon? Yes, we did. Number 6, Deborah.
Did you and your friends go to the library yesterday afternoon? Yes, we did.
What's the count? 5 or 6?
Go.
¿Cuál hiciste vos? Hiciste tú, ¿verdad? Tocaba la number 6, Deborah.
Oh, okay. Did your father make spaghetti for dinner last night? No, he didn't.
Okay. Y number 7 serías Katie.
I take your blood. Yes, I do.
Okay, number 8 sería Mayra. Exercises, exercises. No, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
Ok, léete la primera en español, por favor. Léete en inglés, Katie, y luego te la haces en español.
Remember, right, because we want money.
Ajá. Recuerda que Ray lo puedes traducir como montar. Recordad que cuando traducís una pregunta en español, es primero leer.
Cuando gente etiqueta trabajo también.
Y aprendiste a aprender español y aprendiste a de nada, de nada. Tranquilo. Ok, Karen, number 2. Karen, con la hermana nerviosa, la 2, sí. Inglés, luego en español, de la hora de traducir, traducir primero, si es una pregunta, y dices primero el verbo, ¿sí? Sí, pero tenés que verlo en inglés. ¿Sí? ¿Te levantaste? Cargar, ¿verdad? No me levanté. Ok. La 3. Maya. Did your sister call you last night? Your sister called you. She called you. Sería te llamó tu hermana.
Te llamó tu hermana.
Ok, hacete la 4 de ahora.
Did Mr. and Mrs. Chen clean their apartment last weekend? No, they didn't. El señor y la señora Chen limpiaron su apartamento el fin de semana pasado.
No,
No lo hicieron.
no, Débora, me acabas de partir el corazón nuevamente. Justamente le estoy diciendo a Katie y a todo el mundo le estoy diciendo que a la hora de traducir es primero el verbo.
Ok. Limpiaron su apartamento el señor y la señora Chen el fin de semana pasado.
Si no, en vez de hacer una pregunta, lo que está haciendo es una afirmación. Ok.
¿Cómo?
Te decía que si no lo haces de esa forma, lo que estás haciendo es hacer una oración afirmativa en vez de una pregunta.
Ajá.
Esa es la diferencia en español. Que dices primero el verbo. Ok. A ver, la número 5 toca a ti, Kate.
Go to the library yesterday afternoon. Fueron a la librería sus amigos ayer por la tarde.
¿Cómo?
Eh,
Fueron a la librería, mis amigos, ayer por la tarde. Hacete la número 6. ¿Qué la miras? Ajá. ¿Qué hizo tu padre? ¿Por dinner? ¿Solo por? ¿O para? Para decirte cena, pero para la cena. ¿Verdad? Excelente esa comida, ¿no? Para la cena, probablemente. Ok, hacete la siguiente. Bueno, todavía tengo capacidad de enseñar, pero... Ajá. ¿Cómo dijiste? Ah, te dice.
I say, your club,
Take your gloves.
perdón,
Discúlpame.
disculpa.
Recordar perdón solo a Dios se le pide. Discúlpame.
Tomé antes.
¿Tomé tus guantes? Discúlpame, ¿tomé tus guantes? Ok, y hacete la última de ahora.
Bob, did you do your exercises today? Bueno, como aquí va un nombre, pienso que primero se dice el nombre, ¿verdad? Bob.
¿Cómo?
Como aquí está un nombre, el nombre de una persona, pienso que primero se dice eso o todavía empiezo
Sí.
con el verbo.
Tienes razón, tienes razón. Incluso hasta hay una coma ahí que te separa, ¿no?
Ok. Bob, ¿hiciste tus ejercicios hoy?
Muy bien, bien hecho, bien hecho. Ok, bueno, siempre quiero aprovechar los últimos minutos para hacer una parte de conversación, ¿verdad? Okay, let's talk about today. What did you do today? Question, what time did you get up today? What time did you get up today? This question is for everybody. Everybody, what time did you wake up today? What time did you wake up today? Significa wake up. Despertarse. Sí, hay gente que se despierta a las 6, ¿no? Y se queda ahí en la cama, tranquila. 15 para las 9, se levanta. O sea, wake up y get up son dos cosas diferentes. Hay otra gente, por ejemplo, que no se despierta, pero aún así se levanta a dormir, ¿no? Porque sabe que tiene que ir al trabajo, ¿verdad? Dormidos se levantan, ¿verdad? Me estás preparando ya tu mochila para esto.
No.
Bueno, está igual que mine. Okay, Deborah, what time did you wake up today?
¿Cómo?
What time did you wake up today? Es que yo no sé cuál es el pasado de wake up, Johnny. Woke up. Solo le cambias la A por una O.
Go- Estoy perdida, Johnny.
Bueno, estoy preguntando que si a qué hora te despertaste. El verbo es wake up y el pasado es woke up.
No, sigo perdida.
Solo tienes que decir yo desperté a las 6, o yo desperté a las 7, o yo desperté a las 8, o yo desperté a las 11. Solo eso tienes que decir.
Got up.
No, porque get up es levantarse.
Ah, ok.
Y wake up es despertar. Yo te estoy preguntando a qué hora despertaste hoy. Pero me dices, es que yo no sé cuál es el pasado de wake up. O sea, te lo dije. Solo le cambias la A por una O. Y decís woke up. Woke.
Got up. Got up.
Pero no estás diciendo el sujeto. No estoy diciendo el sujeto. Yo. Ajá.
I got up at 9 o'clock.
Pucha, I woke up at 9 o'clock. Ya sería yo, despertar en las 9. I woke up at 9 o'clock. A mí me toca que levantarme más temprano. Me levanto a las 8:45. Okay, I woke up at 9 o'clock. Okay, so what time did you get up? What time did you get up? What time did you get up? ¿A qué usted levantaste? Despertarte, una cosa, levantarte, otra cosa.
Ah, ok. Ah, ya entendí. Ya. I get up.
I got up.
I got up. I got up. 9 o'clock.
At 9 o'clock. Algunas personas solo despiertan y se levantan, ¿no?
Sí.
Ok, muy bien. Respondeme sí o no, Deborah. Did you have breakfast?
¿Cómo?
Did you have breakfast?
No, I did.
Did you have breakfast?
Oh, did you
have breakfast?
have breakfast?
Mhm.
No, I did.
No, I didn't.
Ah, okay, no, I didn't.
Hey, Myra, did you have breakfast this morning?
Okay. Esto,
Okay,
despertar.
did you have breakfast this morning? Katie, did you have breakfast this morning? Did you have breakfast this morning? No, porque quieres estar bien ahorita. No. Okay. Okay. Okay, Maya, what did you have for breakfast? What did you have for breakfast? Escucha el verbo, tienes que decir el verbo pasado. What did you have for breakfast? What did you have for breakfast? Sí, lo que pasa es que vos puedes decir, what did you eat for breakfast? Pero eso no es natural en inglés. Te lo pones en el libro. La gente no dice eat, dice have. ¿Qué tuviste de desayuno? Yo sé que no lo haces en español. De hecho, el verbo have breakfast lo puedes usar como verbo y sería ¿qué desayunaste? Have breakfast. I have. Ate, pero no vas a usar eat. Vas a usar el verbo que yo te puse en la pregunta. El verbo que yo te puse en la pregunta es have. Lo vas a usar en pasado. I have. No, porque ya no vas a decir tener. ¿Qué usas el verbo tener? Yo sé que lo que pasa es que de repente estás pensando en español, que quieres decir yo comí. Pero en inglés no se dice I ate, se dice I had. Sí. Yo tuve unos frijolitos, un huevito. Ajá. Baleadas. I had baleadas or. Todo lo que estás diciendo es yo desayuné baleadas. Cuando decís I had baleadas for breakfast, yo desayuné baleadas. I had a cup of black coffee with a piece of bread for breakfast. I had a cup of black coffee with a piece of bread for breakfast. Okay. Yo desayuné. Ajá. I had a cup of black coffee with a piece of bread. Huh? With a piece of bread. Piece, puedes traducirlo como pieza o pedazo. Bread. Gracias por venir, porque yo sé que está lloviendo y está todo bien. Gracias. Thank you. ¿Ah? ¿Vas a faltar?
Voy a pasar la cámara.
Pásale, pásale. Bye guys, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. No falte a clase. See you tomorrow.
Bye, Johnny.
Pásale.
Bye.
De mi asiento. Porcito. Hola, Jonathan. Fíjate que tiene llave la cocina. La cocina. Hey, Chris.
Hi.
How you doing, man?
Good.
Long time no see you, man.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
Nothing much. Just school.
That's cool. Great. I was waiting for you last night, but your mom told me that you didn't get internet. You didn't have
We had none. Our internet went out.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I'd like to show you a video. Is that okay?
Mhm.
You might say this one, a feeling. I was really glad you're
While the free version is really good and has your basic vocabulary and spell checking.
glad you're here with me on this lesson. Now, I'm excited about today's lesson. Now, I'll tell you why. This is Hola amigos, bienvenidos. Hi friends, welcome back to another great episode of the Language Tutor Spanish series. I'm your profesor de español, Danny Evans, and I'm so glad you're here with me on this lesson. Now, I'm excited about today's lesson. Now, I'll tell you why. This is lesson 50. We've had a lot of Spanish lessons so far here in the Language Tutor. And I've heard a few comments. They say, "Hey, Danny, you've been doing a lot of little episodes on grammar, and you covered some grammar points. When are we going to get some new tenses?" Well, the answer is right now on this lesson. As a matter of fact, over the next several lessons, I'm going to be mixing some new tenses along with a couple of other little things that are going to help fill in the gaps too. But we're going to be getting a lot of new tenses in the next several episodes. And I just want to really help you open up your conversation abilities by giving you new ways to use verbs. And today, this is going to be the imperfect tense, also called el imperfecto de indicativo. All right? Imperfect tense. Well, I want to start just by telling you what it is, okay? Now, first thing, the imperfect tense, it happened in the past, all right? Now, we already learned the preterites. We learned ARs, ERs, IRs in the preterite. We learned some irregular verbs in the preterite. And by the way, we'll have some more coming up as well. We'll mix in a few more in the next, in the lessons to come in the future. But I still have some I want to cover in the preterite, but the preterite happened in the past, but so did the imperfect, okay? So we need to kind of distinguish, when am I going to use preterite and when am I going to use the imperfect tense? So we really need to separate that first before we start trying to put it into Spanish. It's not hard, by the way, to put it into Spanish. It's going to be pretty easy, as a matter of fact. But let's first figure out what the difference is between the preterite and the imperfect, okay? Now, we know that the preterite tense happened in the past, and it happened and it was done and it was over with, kind of a one-time thing, or something that we can put in a specific frame of time, okay? So I think I mentioned this on the preterite episode. It's done, it's over with. Maybe I saw her at the store yesterday, or I think I used the example of, she gave me some money. I mailed the letter. Those are things that happened. They were done. They were over with. Those are preterite tense. Now, imperfect tense is something that was going on in the past, and it was going on continuously. It was ongoing. It was happening over time. It's not something that necessarily happened one time and it was done and over with, okay? So really, let's take a minute to look at the conditions under which we use the imperfect tense in Spanish, okay? Here's one: ongoing actions. Like I said, anything that was ongoing in the past, okay? Something that was repeated or it was habitual. Here's an example I'm going to put up for you right here. We used to eat at that restaurant every Sunday. Now, see, that was an ongoing, repeated, habitual activity. See, that would be the imperfect. Now, by the way, I want to just say something here. Anytime you would say in English, you used to do something, anytime you say used to, you know that's going to be the imperfect tense. Okay, so used to is kind of a dead giveaway for you. I used to eat there. I used to know French, whatever the case is, that's a dead giveaway. It's imperfect in Spanish, okay? So we used to eat at that restaurant every Sunday. That would be habitual, ongoing, repeated action. They went to the mall every Saturday night. See, that's a habitual, repeated action. So that would be the imperfect tense, all right? Also, things that were in progress in the past. Things that were in progress. Now, here's a key for you. You remember present progressive, we covered that. Present progressive, it's progressing now. That's ing, right? We use ing to say that, I am studying, she is working. Well, think about things that were progressing in the past. I was studying, she was working. Those ings in the past can be the imperfect tense, okay? So they were practicing. That's imperfect. It was ongoing. All right, now, let's talk about when we're telling stories in the past. Okay, we're talking about he was 30 years old when this happened, and our story begins when I was 6 years old. See, that would be the imperfect tense. We would express that by saying the imperfect. So age is one. Also, time and dates in the imperfect tense. So it was 1 o'clock. You're telling a story or describing something that happened. It was 1 o'clock. We would say that time by the imperfect, or it was on March 11th and when this happened or that happened. So times and dates can be imperfect tense. Now, also descriptions in the past. I'm talking about feelings, certain conditions that you're describing, characteristics. Those are also imperfect tense. Now, I just want to give you some examples of those. So, I don't want to be vague and say certain characteristics or whatever.
You've poured months, maybe years into your research, and now you are ready to share your findings with the world.
Let's get some examples. Look at this one. The church was beautiful. The church was beautiful. And you're talking about something in the past, and that was ongoing. It was a characteristic, ongoing. You might say this one, a feeling. I was really sad. That was ongoing in the past, okay? You're talking about characteristics, traits of someone, how you would use ser, describing somebody, descriptions. That's the same when you're talking about it was ongoing in the past. Like, they were both very short when they were young. They were both very short when they were young. That's imperfect. Weather conditions. It was really cold that day. See, that was something ongoing, okay? And also desires or feeling like, I wanted to leave that place. I wanted to leave that place. That wanted was ongoing. So there are a bunch of examples of feelings and characteristics. And again, if you used to do it, then that is going to be a dead giveaway that it's imperfect. Here's an example. We used to work at the hospital. That is definitely imperfect tense. And we're not going to say used to. Okay, we're not going to say used to. We're actually going to take the verb to work. For example, in this sentence, we're going to take the verb to work and put it in the imperfect, and that means you used to do it. So we don't ever say used to in Spanish when we used to do something. We just take that verb and put it in imperfect, okay? Now, I hope I've given you a good setup for what imperfect is and help you get it into your mind. I hope I've helped you to understand the difference between imperfect and preterite, okay? And if you still need some clarification, I would definitely Google that, imperfect tense in Spanish, because there are so many great websites out there that help you understand the difference. A lot of great websites and teaching sites that have explanations if you need more on that, okay? So now, how do we do imperfect tense in Spanish? Well, you probably guess what I'm about to put up on the screen. The chart. Here it is. Okay. Now, a long time ago, I think I mentioned on an early episode that Spanish is a set of endings. All the tenses are different sets of endings, okay? So we have, in the imperfect tense, we have a set of endings for the AR verbs, and we have a set of endings for ERs and IRs. We know ERs and IRs like to hang out together, and they like to use the same stuff sometimes. So they do. They have their own set of endings, and AR has its own set of endings, okay? Let's start out with the AR endings. Now, one thing I want to go ahead and tell you is that with the imperfect tense, the yo form and the él, ella, usted form use the same conjugation, the same endings, okay? So that's something you can go ahead and visually put in your mind, is that the yo form and the él, ella, usted are using the same things, okay? And so that kind of helps you visually start laying out the chart in your head. All right, let's go ahead and put those AR imperfect endings up. The first one is aba, aba, A-B-A, aba. Now, I already said that L.A. usted uses those too, so let's go ahead and put it down here at the bottom left. Aba down there too. All right, now in the middle here, in the tu form, we've got abas, abas. Now that looks a lot like, almost like the present tense, as. Okay, so that's something we can mentally use to connect that tu form. It's typically as, tu hablas, tu practicas. Well, abas. Okay, kind of makes sense. All right, up there in the top right, this is the only one that has an accent. It's abamos. Abamos, with that accent on that A right there. And that's the only one on this chart that uses any accents, okay? And now let's go down to the vosotros form. Habáis. Habáis. Okay, once we start putting these on verbs, we can get some tongue twisters going here, but we'll get that in a second. It'll be good. And then finally, you might be making a bit of a guess right now. What would the ellos, ellas, and ustedes form be? It's aban. There you go, aban. Okay. Now let's look at this in Spanish. Okay. I used to practice German a lot. Okay. Now the verb to practice is practicar. We're going to take off the AR just like we always have. Okay. Take off that AR. So we have practicar. We take that off, and now we're going to put the ending on there. Practicaba. Yo practicaba alemán mucho. Okay, now that's all we need. We don't say used to. All we need to do is put that ending on there, and it means I used to practice. All right? Sometimes I have students start going, hey, how do you say use? You don't have to. No problem. So we just put the ending on there. Yo practicaba alemán mucho. All right, now, they were studying. They were studying. Now, there are a couple different ways to say this, but right now we're just putting it in imperfect tense. Ellos, and we got estudiar is to study. Take off the ending, put that ending on there for imperfect. Ellos estudiaban. Ellos estudiaban. Well, guys, that's how you do the imperfect AR endings. Okay? Now, I do want to encourage you to practice this in conversation, because